Hello there guys, welcome to another video of mine, and yes, this is your Chelsea versus Liverpool match preview. Massive game, you know, and I'm back on my consistent shit, you feel me? I'm back, I'm motivated, you feel me? Let's go into it, man. Let's get straight into it. But first, before we do that, let's congratulate Mason Mount on his first hat trick as a senior player for Derby County, and the massive improvement. If you haven't seen Mason Mount this season at all, you know, try to go out your way and see how he plays. You know, you can see he is so Lampard-esque in the way he influences the game. You know, he's a great number 8 as far as, like, you know, get into those key areas into the box, and also helping linking up play, bringing the defense to the attack. He excels at that. You know, Lampard is doing a fantastic job at Derby County, specifically with Mason Mount. I mean, another one of our great academy products. You know, him and Jody Morris, you know, at Derby County are doing a fantastic job. So another round of applause. If I knew how to do the little the audio theme for the round of applause, I would, but I'm gonna do it myself. But let's get straight into it. You know, let's start with the youth. I wanna emphasize that a little bit more before I go into my match preview. Now, if you were Mauricio, if you were sorry in or sorry out, just I'm gonna use this as a way to kind of be more, you know, to try to convince the sorry out lot to be more accepting to Mauricio Sarri. You know, don't let Rory from CFC Fan TV influence y'all, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's completely, you know, it's alright to have your own opinion, even if you don't agree with me. I'm not gonna sit there and call you an idiot because you don't agree with what I say. You know, that's just not the type of person I am. I mean, even if you call me out on something that I might be wrong on, or you don't agree with me on, you know, you don't have my word, my opinion. This is my opinion. My opinion does not hold any merit over your opinion or how we should approach the game. So if you disagree with me in the comments, please let me know. You know, I'm open to debate. I love debating. You know, we all, at the end of the day, we all are Chelsea fans. You know, so hey, this is a Chelsea fan, strictly a Chelsea fan channel. So feel free to express your opinion. Anyways, if you want to know whether or not Sarri is the man for the job or not for Chelsea, just look at the development of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now, you look at all of our previous managers, and they're kind of patronizing Ruben Loftus-Cheek, because, you know, they weren't giving him any much game time, really. You know, when we were calling for Conte to give Ruben Loftus-Cheek more playing time, you know, he was giving him like trash minutes that didn't even matter, like 3 or 4 minutes in last, you know, like the 88th minute, 85th minute. We already know how we were so frustrated with Conte and his substitutions. Like, he would wait all the way to the 78th minute to make changes when we were down 1-0. You know, little things like that. Look at how, you know, from the beginning of the season, or before he even started the season, you know, he was playing at right mid at Crystal Palace, all over the place as a striker with Conte. And Mauricio Sarri has actually given him a task, told him what he needs to work on and improve on, and that's the defensive side of the game, his defensive positioning and awareness, and just overall the tactical side of the game. Because, you know, Mauricio Sarri said at the beginning of the season he was more of an offensive-minded midfielder, but Mauricio Sarri told him, look, if you want to be a midfielder for my team and my system, this is what you have to do. He's given him a task, and now Ruben Loftus-Cheek is better off with it. He's developed greatly as a player. He's our best number 8 player, and just the overall development, you know. Even Hudson-Odoi, you know, at the beginning of the season, we were screaming for him to get a chance and opportunity, and when he did play, you can notice the little things that Sarri was talking about. How, you know, he would be out of position sometimes, and just he told Hudson-Odoi to work on his positioning and try to be more, you know, helpful on the defensive side, you know, so he can be more complete as a player. And you just see the development of these players. I bring this up to say this: with all the players that's coming back from loan, with the upcoming transfer ban that's still looming, we did have the appeal 2 days ago, but we won't hear back from that for another couple of weeks or so. With all our players coming back from loan, we will, like, based off what I've seen with how he's helped develop Ruben Loftus-Cheek, because other than the injuries, Loftus-Cheek is ready to play. That's the only reason why he hasn't been playing more consistent, because of the back injury. I've been stressing that. I can't stress that enough. But with the way that they develop, I'm pretty confident in the way that Sarri develops his players, how he gives players, and even like the younger players, a task to work at. Give them some type of ambition to get better and improve. Like, you can't tell me that these players have not. You cannot tell me that these players have not developed or gotten better since the beginning of the season to the end, and they're beginning to play a bit more. They're playing based off merit now, not by their last name. Marcus Alonso. Even though that's not a youth player, or Emerson's not a youth player, but just saying, like, players like Barkley and Marcus Alonso, who at the beginning of the season it seemed like Sarri was just picking them based off their last name and not because of merit or that they deserve to play, because we were screaming that they're not good enough. They're not good enough. Just because Marcus Alonso scores a free kick every now and then, or just because Barkley heads the ball, it doesn't mean that he deserves to play. It should be based off who is playing well, who deserves to play, who's training hard, who's working at it. So I just feel, because at one point I was Sarri out. I started out at the season Sarri in, because he wasn't giving the players. He was like, he had 3 weeks to work with his players that he had, and then he wasn't backed by the board to get the players that he needed. But then when I seen his decision making when we played Bournemouth, and then when we played City the first time when we got beat 6-0, his substitutions were questionable. Why bring on Zappacosta when we were getting fried 4-0, 20 minutes in, or just little things like that. But overall, I've seen great improvements for my team, and honestly, to be quite frank, even if you're Sarri in or Sarri out, who is there to replace Mauricio Sarri? Honestly, Mourinho is probably going to enter, and you already know Conte is not coming back. He's more than likely going to Roma. Zidane has went to Real Madrid, and we don't have much of an option but to give this man an opportunity and just to back him up. And just give him, at some point we're gonna have to pick somebody and go with it. We can't just keep flip-flop managers, because we don't have Drogba, we don't have Lampard or Terry or Cech. We don't have that solid backbone who you can put me, and you can hire me as a manager, and we will win the league. That's how good those players were. Like, that's a solid foundation. Like, any manager can go and succeed there. That's my point. Now, I've seen suggestions from like Nini FC and some others that suggested that we go with a false 9 tomorrow. I don't know. I don't agree with that, but then again, I don't disagree with that. But I think that we should stick to what we've been doing. I think we've been playing well when Loftus-Cheek and Hazard and Emerson are on that left-hand side with Hudson-Odoi on that right-hand side. I just think those players alone, and also Jorginho, he's been improving a lot. Well, not really. I don't think it's him improving. I just think the players around him have improved. Like Loftus-Cheek, he's so much more of a compliment to the way that Jorginho plays. Because Jorginho, like I said, is a specialist. He's strictly the regista. He's not going to give you 10, 15 assists a season, even though he would have a whole lot more assists if we had more like clinical players. Like, the amount of chances that he has created, they haven't been put into the back of the net. Like, so that is a misleading stat that he has like over several thousands of passes but no assists. That's kind of misleading because we've been no execution FC, as Nini FC like to point out. Like, we don't execute in the final third. That's been our biggest problem. Like, we keep control of the game, we keep possession of the ball, but we don't. When we get to the end and we get to the attacking third, we seem to capitulate and give up possession. And we seem to give up possession, and we are very vulnerable on the counterattack and also with set pieces as well, but especially with the counterattack. So, there's no point of having possession, 70% possession, when as soon as you get the ball away, you're open to attack, you're open to concede a goal. So I think, obviously, with Loftus-Cheek being there and Kante, I think that helps out Jorginho because he's not going to be the one going in on challenges to win the ball back or anything. He's just simply there to be the regista, to help bring the ball from the defense to the attack. That's all he does. He's a specialist, and he's great at his job. He's probably the best regista in the world. So, yeah, I'm all for it, for new things, new changes, but I think that we should stick to what have been working these past 2 or 3 games. Aside from the Slavia Prague game, even though that wasn't us at full strength, because 50% of this squad is not good enough. That's why we've been struggling. We need to invest, and obviously a lot. This team needs a complete overall in the transfer window. If we can't get anybody, if the band stays intact, and we can't get anybody, we should simply, look at our loan players. Kurt Zuma, who's great defender for Everton right now, and they're trying to bring him in and buy him on a permanent deal. That's a no-go. I'm sorry, Everton, it's not happening. We have Christensen, who's young. We have Rudiger, who's still, 24, 25 years old. He's in his prime, entering his prime. David Luiz, who's a leader. He is our leader, even though Azpilicueta has the armband, David Luiz is the vocal leader of the team, which I didn't see at the beginning of the season because he's such a goofball. Like, he's one of the characters in the locker room. You wouldn't look at him and see leadership, but he actually is leadership. He's more, when we were struggling, he was more vocal, and especially with the Kepa situation with, when they had the Kepa saga, and he was more vocal about it. He showed more leadership qualities than Azpilicueta. So, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. New youth coming in and thriving. We also have Olaina, who's out on loan as well at Torino, who's killing it. I watched 3 or 4 games this season. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you like I've been watching them all the time, but I have been watching Mason Mount. I watched plenty enough to know that Mason Mount, he's the real deal, and he got a hat trick today. So he's another lone player that's coming back that we can hopefully implement into our team, because we do need another midfielder, especially having Loftus-Cheek and Mason Mount, who are similar in playing styles, than complete number 8, and just the overall knowledge that Lampard has passed on to this guy. You can see the development from the beginning of the season to the end, and honestly, Lampard has always been my favorite player of Chelsea, with Drogba being a close second, and obviously John Terry at third, Mr. Chelsea. Now, that's gonna bring it into my video. Obviously, this is a massive game, and I just received news that Barcelona may bid for Willian again. Now, I don't know what they're smoking over there in Spain or whatever, but they seem to really want Willian. We should have accepted the bid the first time when they offered like 50 million for Willian, and also a player, Malcolm. So that's like over like 80 million in value, in total value. So that to me, I don't know. I think we should run with it. We should run with it, because especially if we're looking to, revamp the team and just start anew. We got Pulisic coming in, and we have Hudson-Odoi who's still there, who's still developing, who's going to be the #1 guy if Hazard decides to leave, which it does look more than likely that they're pretty much in agreement. They just haven't come out and say it, but I can say that the chances of Eden Hazard leaving to Real Madrid is like 90%. 90%. Even though he's saying that this, is not confirmed yet. I appreciate that Hazard. I understand. I appreciate that but I'm pretty convinced that you've made up your mind that you're ready to go. And even if you are, you've done us a great job. It's sad that we couldn't give you a Champions League trophy, but you won everything else. And if we can possibly get 2 Europa League trophies. I think that'll make up for the no Champions League trophy. I think so. And you can compete in Real Madrid for the Champions League trophy next season. And we'll be right there after you when we finish top 4. Because I'm still confident that Arsenal and Tottenham and Man United, they're not better than us. We can finish third, and they can fight for the scraps of fourth. Anyways, that's gonna bring it into my video. Up to Chelsea. Let's go get those 3 points. Let's not lose, man. Let's not have another 6-0, 5-0. No, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll do ourselves proud tomorrow. Even if win or lose, I think we'll do a pretty good job tomorrow. It's never about always winning. It's always just about playing for the badge. That's all of us fans want. Because we'll do this for free. I would do this for free. If Chelsea were to call me right now, I would play for them for free. No paying or nothing. As long as my needs are met, my food and water and stuff, I'm good. I'll play for free. Anyways, I'm out. Up to Chelsea.